핸섬 소세지.
18 in 미친 form.
Hello everybody, we had some sausages and today we're reacting to ATEEZ. We know ATEEZ is good. This is the first track of the album. We reacted to Crazy Form last time, 미친 폼. An exception to our standard routine, right? Because we usually just go from the first track because we want to follow the flow of the album. But Crazy Form, we just had to check it out.
Had to do it.
It was impossible not to click on that. So now that we've checked it out, we thought, all right, let's go back to the track beginning of the album and go in order so that we can actually feel. Like once we get to Crazy Form, we might do like a different version of it, although we already did one for Patreon supporters. Speaking of which, thank you everybody who's supporting our channel over at our Patreon page. If you want to have a say in what we react next, get extra contents and all those lovely stuff, check out our Patreon page. The link is in the description below. We're reacting to different stuff like Kingdom Legendary War, ATEEZ songs from A to Z, and of course we're going to get to One Tees and other stuff like that. So if you want to be a part of that journey, then head over to our Patreon page. Otherwise, we're going to check this out. If you remember from Outlaw album, This World was the first track, and that track killed. I wonder if they're gonna do a similar thing where they kind of show the world in that sense, but
I think so, because last album was also, because Bouncy was the only one that was quite
different,
a bit off, you could say,
compared to the other
compared to other songs. Because starting from This World, we could see how this world was going on until like the Dune and everything.
Django, even like Wake Up.
But for this case, like we didn't hear much about
that world.
That world,
that sci-fi world
from 미친 폼. So
so
I guess
maybe they will establish the world with those sounds. So when we say establish, we mean like this world had a lot of sound sources and melodies and instruments that defined what kind of dystopian universe we're in.
It's like the first episode.
It had that outlaw like desert feeling, but like way in the future, and it felt like they're on this giant stage giving a speech, like a propaganda that we talked about.
Dystopian.
So I wonder if We Know is gonna have a lot of those elements for this universe. We'll see. Let's check it out.
The lyrics video's image also have the cyberpunky-ish feeling.
That's true. Somehow. A lot of blue tint to the photos, which was the color that I had in mind for this album.
Oh, blue,
right?
Me too.
Compared to Outlaw, which was like a gray sand color almost. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, click.
Wow. Very
definitely
futuristic.
Like robotic.
Yeah.
A lot of like modulating. Ooh. Wow. Oh, it becomes very major almost. Oh, no, never mind.
They're kind of having the harmonization following up from the...
They are establishing a lot of... Whoa! And that vocal distortion
feels like a warning.
Yeah. Are they saying shut down? Woo! Okay. Damn, this is... Yeah, That. Oh my God, that. Just like Crazy Form, the chorus is beautifully controlled. Wow. Woo! Interesting mix too. Ah. Huh. Wow, an unexpected place to end the song.
It was just like,
but it makes sense too. Dang. So it was an introduction.
yeah.
It was an introduction to this cyberpunky world. Not even cyberpunk. It's just purely like in a traditional sense, like sci-fi robotic world almost.
Yeah, it felt like it was a bit more a continuation of the last album, but somehow a bit more futuristic.
Yeah. There's no
A little bit more.
There's no fusion mix of cowboys.
Yeah,
and
this one was like straight on point. Yeah.
machine based.
Yep.
What this song did that represented that idea very well is a lot of like those weird laser sources and a lot of those like microtonal build-ups and like like almost as if like a machine is starting, like power on the machine.
Yeah.
And they use that. If there's a note that they have to hit with an instrument, they would always do this very sweeping, like going up the scale. Not even the scale, right? Because every note possible, like
Hitting every single frequencies.
and they did that with a lot of the instruments that are supposed to be at a certain note, kind of building up in a very short term. And you could hear that even in the chorus, I believe, and it's all in the back. But more importantly, what was super interesting is how pushed back the vocals were.
Yeah,
embedded in the back.
It wasn't
of
in
the
front.
track. It wasn't in the
Yeah.
front, which made me think, because you said in the middle, it's very scary. The way they talk the lyrics or the way they sing the lyrics, it almost felt like a threat, right?
It was like a
I'm
warning.
watching- It felt like they are omnipresent, like they're everywhere. They're watching every time.
Yes.
And they're ready to kill you. And that's probably why the vocals are pushed back. Because they gotta exist in the surroundings. Like not right in front of you per se, but like just kind of watching you and supervising you almost.
Wow.
And instead, a lot of the frontal sources were actually those machine-related laser futuristic sound sources that would kind of pop up. Actually, I don't even know what was in the front. Maybe the drums?
I think it was drums.
maybe the
Mainly
drums,
it was
yeah.
like the snare pattern
Yeah.
stuff that was quite like Sharpie.
Exactly. And that's kind of governing the rhythm of the song. But everything else is surrounding and you're in that drum source kind of confused and looking around as ATEEZ members are everywhere at the same time, coming from every direction and threatening you. That's what it felt like.
That makes sense.
If any of you play like Breath of the Wild, this song, ATEEZ felt like the Guardians with that ancient looking machinery with laser eyes and you can't escape it. I mean, not going into details about parrying and all that. But anyways, that's what they felt like a very menacing presence that can be watching you from afar and you don't know where they are. That's what it felt like. Amazing stuff.
Yeah, I think I kind of got similarity to what you said also. It felt like a warning. Really, you know, the red lights that's like going around.
Yeah.
And like warning. And then I also felt like ATEEZ are the machines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That are like, we are gonna kill you and we are strong and don't do anything stupid, so I'm just giving you a warning sign. Yeah, that's how I felt about the continuation of the last album.
Right.
Where the last album was more like they were in that area or in the world, like trying to do something about it.
Yeah.
Where this one is more like they are the world. Yeah.
I mean, of course, lore-wise, and some of our patrons pointed out about the ending scene of Crazy Forum.
Right, with the bluebird and
and
Cromer.
So given that, and it feels like ATEEZ members shouldn't be that menacing presence,
but it's just our impression of the music by itself, very musicality.
And given that, like it is definitely a very mirroring, echoing track for this album compared to the Outlaw album, where the first track is an introduction to the world that this album is going to take place in. And this world is fascinating. Yeah, it is fascinating.
Oh, what was messed up is that this one's a lyrics video, and I totally did not get the lyrics because I was actually focusing on the lyrics, but then I don't know, I just totally forgot about it.
I mean, it was all those stuff that we mentioned about like being omnipresent. And
okay, so that was it. Okay,
yeah.
And then one thing that's interesting is that they used the rhythm pattern of kind of hip hop, something like that during the chorus part. But the sources, they didn't use the hip hop source. It was more like a EDM kick and
I mean, again, it's got to sound robotic, machine.
A little bit different snare, very sharpy. That was interesting because for a kind of hip hop rhythm that was going, that's coming off beats, usually tends to have the heavy kicks, and ATEEZ know how to do that well, but this one they just kept it this way. So this was really meant to do it so that we could feel about how the world is going around this way.
Definitely.
So,
and last thing that I want to add on top of that, like surrounding feeling, is a lot of the lines that a member sings or says will kind of bleed into the next line. This happened a lot with ATEEZ music, but especially with this one, since every vocal track was kind of buried at the back. Like when Jongho sings his last line, it's not that his last note gets overlapped with the next member's line. He actually keeps singing his line, like an ad lib, right?
Yeah.
He actually keeps singing the line as it disappears and the other members are singing. And that adds to this, like, where is this coming from feeling that I thought is really, really cool, along with how they used it. An extension of that is they used harmonies, right?
Right.
A lot of harmonization, room for that, playing around with that was there because of that bleeding into each other thing.
It felt like Jongho was living in a different world.
I mean, Jongho is
he was just staying over there, but especially this music.
Jongho was always on a different plane of existence.
He didn't come down. He was just all over there. And for Yeosang, I saw him in the downstairs.
Every time Jongho hit the high notes in this song, I felt like he's floating in air more and more until he flew away. Jongho, we love Jongho. And of course, Hongjoong's rap as well, and Mingy's rap. The flow changes that they're doing, the more ATEEZ song we listen to, the more appreciation I have. Those two members, incredible, more respect as time goes by.
And also, it was one of the songs that we weren't able to distinguish like each member's voices, because just like you said, the voices were a bit back, and also they were very harmonized and they were mixed with a bunch of stuff, especially like San or Wooyoung and these guys, like Yunho too. It was very difficult to hear.
I think because they are supposed to feel like one entity, right? Just different, like a robot. If we say robot, it's like many robots that look the same, maybe. Right? Like, so it's
I forgot what I mean.
So anyways, that was ATEEZ. We know the first track of this new album. Next up, I believe we have a song called Emergency, which kind of connects with what we've been saying. So we'll return with that one. We'll see what that's all about. I hope you enjoy this video. Let us know what you thought about this song, and I guess we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Bao Zibang,
Emmy,
Bailey B. Dot,
Hanna,
Miss V,
Nema Sway,
Chris C,
Lauren Thomas,
Devilia,
James Hicks,
Daniela Felicitas, Mamani Jensen,
Sarah LaFontaine,
Owen,
Camila,
Megan,
Cute Cheese,
Emily,
Melody,
ATD Park,
Toss.